Hi, and Rita West here with the Ramblings of a Redheaded Stepchild. And actually, I mean, it's been a long time since I've done an episode, but this one I've kind of been putting together for about a month. Kind of not really putting it together, but kind of like letting things collect because this is in reference to when I was in Vegas, actually, so sometime in February, I actually put up a video where I measured my arm after an arm day, and it was 17 inches pumped, right? And somebody had made a comment about how they've always wanted to try the hundreds in the gym, to curl 100 in the gym, and forget how we got in the topic, but they wanted to curl 100 in the gym, and I was like, that's crazy. I've never really thought about it. I've only ever gone to 95, and who the fuck goes to 95 and doesn't try 100? Right? I've never even tried the hundreds or 100. And so I was like, I'll try that next week. Well, anyway, so the next week I recorded and I did 90, 100, and 110. And during and in my post, I said, of course, I personally don't think the 90s were that bad. My first rep always kind of sucks. And then after that, I'm braced and the rest of them are okay. The 90s I didn't think were that bad. Hundreds, yeah, I didn't get a full set of 10 either. They were definitely heavy. And the 110s, forget it. I was swinging myself. I had to like literally swing myself to get it up. But I mean, I curled it, whatever. It's still a lot of weight, and that's what I said in the post. It's pretty ugly, but it's a lot of weight for a little girl. And I had never even tried the hundreds before, so it was kind of cool. So anyway, put it up. I have never had a post go viral before. And to be honest, I don't pay a ton of attention to the comments on my post, just because I mean, there's a lot, and I don't deal with any kind of like negative stuff, so I don't really usually pay attention. But for some reason, I was getting a lot of getting a lot of notifications on this post, and so I started reading it, and at the very first, actually, most of it, and that's usually the case. So most of it at the very first, most of it was very positive, and then all of a sudden there was like one or two negative comments about either form or I look like a dude or whatever, and typical, and I just let it go. But then, like, just comment after comment after comment, and so I went and paid attention, actually looked at the insights, and this thing was just taking off. This video is up to 5.3 million views, and kind of funny. So just because I was watching it, it just was blowing my mind. 98,000 times it has been shared, 6 or 7 thousand comments. I forget how many times it's been saved, but so just out of curiosity, I did a little Googling, fun facts, right? And there are only 81 cities in the entire world that have over a 5 million population, a population of 5 million. And so, thinking about it, so New York City has like 8.9 million people, 9.8, something like that. LA only had 3 point something million. So, I mean, to like try and put it into context, right? I have had more views on this video, one in times half the entire population of LA, right? That's a lot. Now, a lot of it is very, very hateful, and that's kind of what I wanted to address, and not really so much defending, myself from people's opinions exactly. Um, they were very hateful though, and I know that exists. I've seen it before, but I really don't get hit with a lot of it, and I realized a lot of things with this. I realized that because this went viral, it got in front of a lot of what I call regular people, people that are nowhere near the lifestyle I live, as far as the extremes that I go to in my lifting and my diet and my body. So even people that go to the gym could be like regular people, right? And so this got in front of a lot of those kind of people, and that's so there was a lot of misunderstanding, probably uncomfortableness with what they were looking at, things like that. And I'm certainly not defending them either, because here's the thing: I did enjoy the insight, okay, into the mind of a regular person. And I think that it was helpful to me from a business perspective, from like a posting perspective. I want people to see my posts, and I want them to interact, and I want to get out in front of people, right? So it kind of helped me, I don't know, like I said, get an insight into what goes through people's minds, and kind of like what it brought to the minds of people just by seeing me. Because I'll tell you what, the majority of these people didn't even read the post. I got a lot of comments about my form, a lot of comments about something else, I forget what it was, where I was just like, if you just read the freaking post, I just said, oh yeah, about you need to train lighter. And it was like, I said that I was just going for, like a let's see what moves day, I said my form was off, but people weren't reading it, they just saw it. And so what that brought to mind, and I'm not talking just regular everyday Americans either. I had freaking countries from all, I was getting hate from languages I've never even seen before. So it's not just a cultural thing, it's not just an American thing. It was very interesting to see the reaction that this post got from people. And it's a little different, it's like I could put out my squat where I squatted 700 pounds, right? And I could put that out there and it wouldn't have gotten the same reaction. And I think that this got the reaction it did because it was a regular person lift. They could clearly see the numbers that were on the thing. They didn't have to do any like plate math or anything. Um, Interesting. I'm still thinking about it. But anyway, the hate was very disheartening. Now, for me, I really don't care. I mean, and I started, I did start interacting a little bit just because I was absolutely floored by some of the stupidity. I was floored by the fact that people were so full of themselves to think that their opinion was so solid and important, and the fact that so little people even knew who they were talking about. Some of the comments were, I mean, if you knew who you were talking about, they just didn't even make sense, so the fact that people were talking to a complete stranger without even taking 2 seconds to like maybe even look at this person's wall and see what kind of things they post or see something about them, or but just throwing out these blind negative insults, not even a good enough word, just like nasty comments. And I'm not the kind of person to be bothered by that kind of thing, but I am also not the average person. And many of the comments were very hateful, and I know a lot of women, young women, who could have been very hurt. It's the kind of thing that you hear on the news about people, killing themselves over. And it was the first time I'd ever experienced it really personally, and it made me very sad for humanity. And I know that kind of sounds corny, but it is exactly how I felt. I was like, people need to be better. I mean, I just read these comments and I was like, how? I don't even understand. Men, women, God-fearing people. I responded to a couple of those to let them know that they weren't being very godly. I just told one. Actually, I just told one last night. I was like, "Yeah, it's not very God Jesus-y of you. You're pretty much being a rude asshole." But I said, "No worries. God loves assholes too." um, it just it was you know I guess that maybe I don't remember much from high school, or maybe I didn't get picked on enough. I got picked on a little bit. I have red hair and freckles. I got picked on, but I mean, you know, just the 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 format, not the format, but just like that, the feel you got from these comments was just so heavily hateful. Um, so I wanted to just pull something together to talk about that because, like I said, I mean, these were people. I did some screenshots, and these were people that just didn't even know who they were talking to. You know what I mean? I had one man tell me that I needed to stop skipping leg day, and one said I needed to stop skipping leg day. I was wearing sweatpants. In fact, let's see, I'll pull this up. I was wearing sweatpants, and you couldn't even see my legs. You know what I mean? And another guy told me, "You've probably never done one squat ever." I was like, "Oh, I didn't even." All I said was I've squatted once or twice. That's all I said. Because um, for the most part, I didn't really feel the need to defend myself, or I did at one point. You know what I did start saying? I did because I had that "Google Me Bitch" T-shirt, right? So there was a couple times I said "Google Me Bitch," and then there was one chick. There was only one actually that really actually pissed me off, and it was a woman who claimed that I was on steroids and never worked for anything, and that annoyed the fuck out of me. And that chick, I had something to say, and then I gave my actual name because of course my Instagram is under boss.bitch.x, and so that chick, I gave her my name, Rita West. I said Google it, because that just pissed me off. I mean, what would possess these people? I don't understand what possesses people to lay down these things as hard facts when they don't know the person. I don't understand. And of course, the number of people that were like, no, you're definitely a man. You are 100% a man. You are a biological man. I'm just, they were arguing. And God forbid anybody stepped in to freaking defend me. Then those people were getting attacked too. It was insane. Literally insane. And I just don't understand what possesses a person. I don't understand the thought process that could possibly go behind, telling someone these things are fact. So I'm on 90 there. And, but how do you tell somebody that? I mean, how do you lay these things down like, no, this is absolute facts? My first rep always sucks. And people were giving me shit about my belly being out and about me swinging. And I'm like, what the fuck ever. I am not swinging that much. Now this one sucked, 110. And 110 did absolutely suck, but whatever, I got it up there too. And then people were saying shit about my bicep too. I had people who literally thought, because I tore my bicep, and the doctors said it wasn't worth reattaching, right? So I get this little point here. It's a weird little point thing I got going on my bicep, right? People literally thought that was the bicep. They thought that this little thing was my bicep. And they were telling me that because I was lifting wrong, I was never going to get biceps. My biceps were never going to get bigger because I was lifting wrong. The level of unintelligence of some of these comments was phenomenal. I mean, absolutely like mind-blowing. Okay. And then of course there was things people were telling me I was gonna give myself an aneurysm because I hold my breath while I lift. That one killed me too. Some of them I wanted to say more about, but it's just not, it's just not worth it. But what we got here? Oh yeah, and of course everybody telling me about steroids, accusing me of being on steroids. And there was a few people I'm like, this isn't new news. I mean, does it make you feel better? You feel like you're the one who just stepped in and let the world know or something? I mean, I've been on interviews and podcasts. I've been talking about it for years, so a couple times I just said, no, it's not new news. And a couple people I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Of course I'm not natty. You know what I mean? I was, fuck natty, I said to a couple people. Absolutely not. But people like, and nasty comments, like people saying I was gross. People, of course there was a lot of people that called me it. The number of dudes that came on and said, no, thank you. And I was like, what do you, no thank you to what? I didn't fucking offer you anything. I mean, what the fuck is that? That's that level of like being full of yourself is like, what even makes you think that should hurt my feelings? You know what I mean? I don't understand. My hair, okay? So everybody was talking, not everybody, there was a lot of comments that my wig didn't fit right. I was like, dude, the fucking sides of my head are shaved. I'm in the gym. I just pulled my hair back, okay? I didn't, like clean up and put makeup on and do all this shit. Now, my distension in my stomach, yes, I have the distended abs. Of course, some people were telling me I need to watch my diet. Some people were telling, I had, a million things. People were telling me what it was. But, they didn't want to accept the fact that, first of all, I'm pushing out of my belly. They thought my belly button was a hernia. They didn't want to accept that I was pushing out of my belly. And I'm like, I'm a power lifter. I'm a professional power lifter. Bad habit maybe still, but that's what it was, right? this one guy. So there was one guy who was like, dude with boobs, and it was a question, right? Dude with boobs, and I said, sure, I am. Why not? Oh, now what? And he's like, oh well, someone's being sensitive. And I'm like, I'm being sensitive. You just called me a dude with boobs. I don't understand why. Why? I mean, how can you insult me and then like accuse me of being insensitive, like I'm being unreasonable or something? I mean, dude, right? um, dude with boobs. I said, sure. I'll say yes. Anything else? He said, yeah. Why? And I said, what do you mean why? Okay. I said, what else you got? You're on a roll with the stupid question. So what's the next one? And he goes, someone is sensitive. I was like, sensitive. Um, what else? Let's see. Oh my God, there's just so many things that I'm not going to go through. Of course, I'm not going to try to go through all of these, but do I pee standing up? Uh, oh, some dude told me, he said, painting your nails doesn't make you a female or a woman. And I said, pushing two humans out of my vagina does, idiot. I mean, like, what the fuck? Listen, I am completely willing to accept that there are people out there who don't know if I'm male or female. People know I wear a wig, right? There are dudes out there that dress up and look way prettier than me. So I have no problem accepting that due to being muscular, that there are people who would wonder whether or not I was a guy. But, the hatefulness is what was unnecessary, like to come at. In fact, there was a couple people that if I thought you were being serious, I answered yes, or yes, I am female, or no, I'm not a man, whatever. um the people that were like, oh, we have a right to say what we want, don't, if you don't want to hear it, don't put your post up. And I was like, I didn't stop you from saying anything, but if you have the right to put it up, then I have the right to respond. So deal with that. I mean, like, so it was. So people were putting things out there, and then what? Expecting not anyone to say back. Now I understand the way of the world right now. You've got people, um, uh, people thinking that I was on steroids for different reasons killed me too. So somebody said I had uh, bone growth in my face. That I don't see. I had someone said I have an Adam's apple. I don't know. That seems pretty fucking flat to me. I don't think I have an Adam's apple. But oh, it's not pretty. A woman should be a woman. That came from a woman. Yeah. Um, a lot of people were calling me a gym teacher, and so some of that was just like so fucking juvenile too. So a lot of people, gym teacher. I got a lot of. I look like somebody from Scream. I like maybe a gym teacher, or like the, not Scream, but what's the other one? The parody one. I don't know. Oh, and then someone said, still not as strong as an average male. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. You know? So this person didn't do one squat ever. I said, I've done a couple, laughing my ass off. And then, like I said, then there was people that popped in and tried to defend it, and just like, why are you? And that gave me a little bit of hope for humanity, that there are still people out there who would step in. And in fact, because I'll tell you what, there was a lot of people shared the post, in a way to make fun of it as well, right? And one of them was this fitness for all or something. I've never heard of the person until this, but someone tagged him, and he reposted the video without my, of course, without my wording. So of course I had all the shit, they were making fun of the forum and everything. And so but I saw three people, and just when I was just glancing through the comments on that, I saw three people that were saying they were unfollowing him because of the way that he was calling out someone else in the fitness world, and the way that he was doing it. And so, not that I need to be defended, but it's good to know that there are still people out there that, because the number of comments that were just so, steroids should be legal for man, but completely illegal for woman. That's a fact. I just did laughing faces for that. And that schizo lifter Argentina. So that was from someone from another country, but It should be legal for men, but not women. So, yeah, yeah. It's so funny how these like people were like, "Oh, so you're still not as strong as a man." Like, it's like you can't think of anything. I did get a couple of comments about my tattoos too. That was funny. Someone was like, "Straight from jail," and I was like, "Is that a tattoo joke?" And someone was like, "You got way too many tattoos," and I was like, "Well, that's different than the steroid ones, I guess." And then all the people that tell me I'm gonna die, Bozo won't go over 40 years. I said, laugh my ass off. I'm 49. I'm actually under the care of a doctor who knows what I'm doing. So, yeah, so funny. Um, and I tried to say something. So I tried to acknowledge the people that were, kind of being kind, and the kind of the people that were coming in and saying something, and I don't believe in coincidence. Oh yeah, there's then towards the end, a lot of people were going very God on me, like I was an omen. I don't believe in coincidences. Jesus put you on my FYP. I don't know what that is. And in my heart to tell you that he loves you. I love you. Hope you have a wonderful day. If you ever want to establish a relationship with him or need help whenever, just call on his name. He's a lot closer than you think. Be safe. That doesn't sound like one. There was another one. Someone said that I was some sort of omen about evil things coming, and I was gonna hear my things. Um, but yeah, and so, and what was this? Because that is the, what the fuck are you training for? To rip dicks, clean off men's bodies? Bodybuilding is killing these women who, in order to compete, must alter their DNA. And actually, I have to admit, I made fun of that one. I'm like, altering your DNA, huh? And I was like, that isn't true. But then I googled it, and yeah, it is true. But whatever. um, yeah, and this woman here, she was like, y'all hating on the wrong problem. Girly pop, I'm concerned about your hair. Do you use some conditioner or hair care? So it was like if somebody wanted to be able to, it was like some people just wanted to be able to insult about something other than what everybody else wanted to insult or wasn't already insulting about. And when it comes down to it, I did tell a couple of people, I was like, you guys are flipping out on a fucking training video. I didn't come out and say anything. I didn't say this is how women should look. I didn't say this is how you should train. I didn't say anything. I was just, it's just my lifting video, you guys, and 5.3 million views. And like I said, I mean, just um, let's look. It's up to 5.3 million views, 99,000 shares, liked 40,000 times though. So shared or saved 5,000, 6,000 comments. Um, Bottom line, you know, the you don't have to agree with anything that someone's doing. Let's just say me, okay? You don't have to agree with how I'm training. It doesn't matter who I am. Okay, it doesn't matter that I'm a world record holder. It doesn't matter I've been doing this for a long, long time. It doesn't matter that, yeah, I have kind of squatted a little bit. Okay, it doesn't matter. You can completely disagree with anything I do, with how I look, with how I present myself or what I choose to do with myself. Um, but you don't have to be hateful about it. Okay, you don't have to, because some of them they were just nothing but pure stupid hate. I mean, like, doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And like I said, anyone that came to defend me and that came in and said, no, this is a woman, this is a power lifter, this she this is definitely, they're like, they come in and tell this person, oh, you've got mental issues if you think that this, it was insane. It was insane. And again, it was around the fucking world. Okay. I have I will continue to put myself out there. And the reason why I let this go is because I wanted it to be out there for anybody who wants to see it to see, for people to see how I reacted and how I handled it, and to see that I went through this whole little post episode and that I'm going to continue to post. This isn't going to stop me from doing anything that I want to do. These people opinions don't matter to me, other than it hardens my resolve to being the open person that I am, to speak for people, but women especially, who may not have the balls to stand up and say something for themselves. Although I will stress that they need to grow those balls, because someone you can't go through life waiting for other people to defend you either. But lead by example. And I always say, passing, I don't think I'm ever going to change the world. It's not really, I guess it's not my goal. I mean, I don't know if, I don't think I'm going to change the world, but I will, till the day I die, I will never stop doing my part. And for me, that means being out there and putting myself out there and putting the things that I go through out there and shouldering the burden of shit like this in order to help other people see that someone can go through this and not be affected. Someone can go through this and is still going to get up the next day and go train. You can get through this, and it doesn't have to affect your day. It's only going to affect you if you let it. And it doesn't mean it feels good, but come to a place of peace within yourself that allows you to realize that these people, first of all, it's just like take out the whole percentage of people who don't even know who you are, and their comments are completely stupid. They don't even make sense. And then on top of that, you've got the people who are just not very smart. Okay, they're throwing things out there that that are like literally stupid. That's not me describing as stupid. I'm saying they were literally stupid. Okay, unintelligent, like no intelligence whatsoever. Okay, so forget those ones too. And then you're left with like, at least a smaller amount of people that are just bad people. Okay, and who knows? Maybe something's going to happen in their life that makes them better people. Maybe they're hurt themselves and it's the only way that they can cope. I don't fucking know. Okay, this isn't therapy hour, but well, not for them anyway. I just want to be somebody who shows other people that need to see it that this shit don't matter, and that it is not going to affect the rest of your life unless you let it, and that you can certainly go about and do what you want to do, and it may not be nice, but it doesn't even have to hurt your feelings, because I mean, honestly, it's funny. I literally was like, I mean, sometimes I was like, there's just nothing to say to this. I'm just gonna laugh because there's literally nothing to say to say to this. You know what I mean? And so I think that I personally always kind of like strive to like tell people, and like to show people, you go do what you want to do. Don't care what other people think. But I think that is that's a bigger thing to wrap your head around than you realize. And it's not as easy as it sounds, maybe. And it's something you're going to work on. But you can get there, I assure you. And for anyone who like might be watching this that may have been the kind of person, because there were I have to say, there were a couple people that when I came back with some sort of intelligent response to them, that they did wind up feeling bad enough to message me privately, but still, at least they came back and said, you know what? I'm really sorry. I am sorry I said that. I wasn't, I got caught up. One person said they were just caught up in all of the comments. Another person said they didn't know who I was and they looked at my wall afterwards and that they were really sorry. And that's great. It would be nice if you could be, first of all, I don't know, go do that before you decide to say some kind of fucking nasty ass shit on somebody's wall. Number two, why not just express your opinion in a way that's not so fucking nasty in the first place? All right, because it's okay to not like me or what I look like. And you know what? I'm not going to take your comment down. I'm not going to tell you you can't post. You can put whatever you want out there. But why can't you say it in, like in a civil way that doesn't make you sound like a complete asshole and that doesn't make somebody, anybody, me, anybody, that isn't going to make a person feel bad. It's like you're trying to make that person feel bad. And I don't understand why you would want to do that. There were people who accused me of having mental issues for looking the way I do. I must have gone through trauma to be, to have done what I had to do to be this muscular, to make myself a muscular person later. God, I can't even remember everything. 6,000 comments. Okay. And, but if people would just take a second to think a little bit more about what they were saying, you can say the same thing, but you could get your point across. And let me tell you what else. I mean, if you're gonna come out swinging with the hateful shit, no one's gonna listen to what you have to say anyway. The only people that are listening and siding on or jumping on that bus with you are other stupid people. Anyone that you actually want to listen to you is not going to listen to anything that you have to say if you come out sounding like that. You know what I mean? So if you want to get a point across, if you want to express your opinion, if you think that it's important enough that you have these thoughts that you want to put out there, why not just put them out there in a way that might actually be constructive or might actually make someone stop and listen to what you have to say. Who knows? Maybe you come out, maybe I do something and there is something wrong with it or whatever. And you come out and you're like, hey, here's what I know and why I know, whatever. I don't know, you say it and I'd be like, interesting, maybe I'll have to look into that, or, I'll have to try that thing out the next time or something like that. You know what I mean? I sure as hell ain't gonna do it if you come out calling me fucking cousin Ed. I'm just gonna tell you, go fuck yourself. So yeah, I mean, as people in general, we need to be better. None of us are perfect. And, the product of what you see right here is a culmination of years of work that I've even done on myself. But I'm here, and in this podcast today, to encourage other people to do the same thing. And never stop trying to be a better person. And, if even if it isn't, hope and love that you want to spread around to other people, you don't have to spread hate. Okay, because that's never going to be productive. So if you have any questions, you can put them at the bottom of this video. You could email it. boss.bitch.x.com is my website. There's a contact button there. boss.bitch.x is my Instagram. You can message me there. To be very, very honest, sometimes it takes me a while to catch up on that because I get a lot of messages. I would see your message quicker if you sent it through either if you put it under the comments here, or if you message me through my website. So boss.bitch.x is my Instagram. bossbitchx.com is the website. You can throw something down underneath here. If you want me to talk about something, let me know. If you have any questions, let me know. And I actually have a very special podcast coming up soon. In fact, I might do it today, but not release it yet. It has to do with my hair. So I got some new wigs, right? And I have something to share. So that's coming out soon. Okay? So good night for now.